Hi, welcome to the Twinsburg Mayor's Report. I'm Mary Kidd, and I'm here with Mayor Sam Scafidi. And you were telling me that you do not like this cold weather.
I do not like cold weather. Actually, I asked if you could delay these until April, but yeah, the cold weather's not for me.
And you know, relatively speaking, it's not even really that cold.
It's not that cold. I was thinking that when I'm walking in here. So yeah, I just happen to be a freeze baby.
Okay. Well, down to business.
Yes.
Is your 23 budget all ready and approved and
Yeah,
everything?
well, we've got the temporary budget, and you know, right now I'm happy to report that once again we've got our general fund is a balanced. Okay, we're coming out of the gate with a balanced general fund, and that's something that I as the mayor and our city council, we're committed to that, and we've done that the last few years, and we're committed to keeping that trend going in Twinsburg. That's a great way to start out for sure. But speaking of our general fund, you know, we're coming out of there with about $29 million, okay, in the general fund. Our total budget is like $46 million for the entire city. And our total capital and infrastructure budget is about $7.5 million. So, I mean, we've got we're talking some big dollars there, some big money that we're keeping an eye on. Our infrastructure alone is like $5 million, and that comes out of that $7.5 million from the capital. So the rest, the 2.5, is really the capital budget for the year. And we have a big project coming up, which is our Dorridge Drive, which that's been on the books for like a year or two. We had to delay it last year due to the way the bids came in. They were just way over the engineer's estimate. And that project's about $2.2 million. But that's going to be coming out of that infrastructure budget, you know, alone. So we've got some big money, like I said, that we're dealing with, but we've got, being fiscally responsible and making sure we've got it in the right place. Really, the good thing about that is that the ARPA funds, or people call them the COVID money, or it's the American Rescue Plan, we're able to use that on some of these larger projects, like that Dorridge project, the $2.2 million. We're using some of those funds for that, for the new safety town, those things, et cetera. So that's really coming in handy for us. And finally, you know, if we talk about income tax, our income tax it's fluctuated for the last 5 years. We've always run in the $22 million range. This year, we're looking at $25 million. Yeah, so it's gone up, and that's based on individual and net profit. So, but that's always that's something you've got to watch, because once the income tax season's over, that could fluctuate too. You know, people look for reimbursements as well. So, you know, we hold our breath for like 6 months to see where exactly that's going to wind up. But right now, it's looking at like $25 million.
Okay.
So yeah, we're pretty fiscally sound in Twinsburg, and I'm really happy about that and proud about that we're able to manage our money that way and keep going. We're in a good position.
Good. Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned this Dorridge project a couple times. Is it time to talk about that or not yet?
Yeah, we can. It should be starting. We're going to have a resident meeting, I believe, in February. And what that is, that's in Glenwood Acres. And, you know, all my time on city council, you know, Glenwood Acres has had these transite pipes in there. And so we've tried to change each and every one of the streets out. And we're down to Dorridge is like I believe there's one more in the acres after Dorridge and a little bit on Glenwood Drive, but that includes changing out all the water lines, repairing sewers where necessary, and then total repavement, of the roadway as well. So that's why it's such a big project and so costly. Yeah.
Okay, well, I understand you're looking for a consultant to help update zoning.
Yeah, here it was brought up by council, and the economic development department is in the process of interviewing qualified consultants to prepare a comprehensive update to the city zoning and development regulations. As a matter of fact, we met with the various consultants yesterday, and going through each and every one of them to try to pick which one's going to be right for the city of Twinsburg. Our current zoning has had various additions and revisions since 1989, and truthfully, there's been some issues with that. What's correct and what isn't correct, but they haven't really established a zoning code framework that supports a more user-friendly and modern. It's really ambiguous. We're looking for an unambiguous, document. So that's what we're working on now, and everybody that we've talked to, I think we've narrowed it down to, one or two consultants. But the important thing is, and especially in Twinsburg, we try to do this, is public outreach and community engagement, because that's going to be really important. And, when the residents heard about this, that it came up at City Council, they've already, come to the mic and started discussing, some of their thoughts and ideas, which is fine. And so that's what we're going to focus on. And this is probably going to be an 18-month project. It's not easy. Yeah, you've got a whole lot to go through, and so and just getting everybody's input is going to be challenging, right? There, and trying to satisfy everybody. But our vision is really having a dynamic central area that supports business development and increase the potential for sustainability and maintains the emphasis on small town quality feel of the city of Twinsburg. So those are kind of the things that we're trying to pull into one and pull together. But as we move forward, and I'm going to give a little plug for our Together Twinsburg, all these documents and everything that we're executing and updates and timelines, any resident could go on Together Twinsburg, and it's going to be under the projects page, and they'll be able to keep track, of what's going on if they can't make any of the meetings or whatever. So.
Now, is that the city's website, or does Together Twinsburg have its own website?
Together Twinsburg's the one that we brought out to be more,
Right.
Transparent. But you could find that on the city's website and then
right.
click in and go to Together Twinsburg.
All right.
Yeah. So that. Yeah.
Everything's centrally located.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
They'll be able to go right into that.
All right. Now, has the city been able to find a representative for Ward 1?
Yeah. This is that's something we had several really good qualified candidates that applied for that position, and so council. I sat in on the interviews just to Ward 1 was still my baby for a while. So I sat in on the interviews just to see, who's out there. And they did choose a resident, a 27-year resident. His name is Jeff Deeds. He lives in Glenwood Preserve. And his children were raised there. He's got 3 adult children. They all graduated from Twinsburg High School, and he's married. He really came through with his current job is he works for a Visconsi company, and he is the vice president of development and manages complex development projects from the conception to construction. And one of the things that he put in his application is that he's open-minded, collaborative, and he makes decisions based on facts. And when you sit and talk to this gentleman, I mean, you could tell that. I think that showed when he was being interviewed from council and the questions that they were asking him. And just the way he presents himself, I think he's going to be a really good addition to the city council. And, one more little side note I want to add, he will be sworn in next Tuesday, and I have the honor, he's asked me to do that. So I'm really honored to be able to, swear in my replacement after 20 years in that spot. Yeah, so it's good, and I think he's going to work out very well.
Oh, good. I'm anxious to meet him.
Yeah.
All right. On a less pleasant note,
right.
There has been some crime, not just in Twinsburg, and I'm not saying it's rampant or anything, but at a daycare parking lot, a smash and grab situation. Somebody broke into a person's car, took her purse, and then it happened in Hudson, I think, the same day.
Right.
So this band of bad guys running around. What can people do to ward that? To protect themselves from that.
And the police chief and I have had a conversation about that because not only do we have that, and truthfully, if you look at the news, the evening news, you'll see it happens everywhere, of course, like you said. And people running into the gas station, to pay for their fuel, and they run out and their car's gone. And some of those are really unfortunate because they left their kids in the car. And so I think that just happened in the news recently. But he wants to stress to residents to never leave any valuables, your purse or wallets or anything that's valuable in your vehicle in the view of anybody walking past it. And that often happens, again, when people make those quick trips. They drop their kids off at the daycare, or they're running into the gym, or they're going to the gas station, and that's the time, because you see how quick this happens. And if those things, those valuable things were not in their sight. They're not going to break a window to get into a car to search for something. They've seen something that they want there, and they bust that window, they go in and grab it, and they're gone. So, I mean, it's really something that's the biggest thing that could help this, or help yourself be able to not be a victim of this smash and grab, is not have anything visible or in sight that these folks want and can easily obtain by just busting your window, grabbing it, and leaving. On another note, I did want to add there too, we did have our share at one time of cars being broken into in people's garages and in their driveways, okay? And, the chief has been very diligent about, asking the residents, if you're going to park your car in the garage, you should lock it. Even though it's in your garage, you have a man door typically on there or something they can get in. And to be sure you close your garage door. You'd be surprised how many people don't close their garage door, especially at night. And so not only is your car vulnerable, but everything that's in your garage is vulnerable. So he really wants to put the emphasis on that, and I think that's really a good policy that we have there, and the message that we're trying to push out in Twinsburg is to just be cautious and watch yourself.
Right, and this did not happen in Twinsburg, but I was in North Royalton, and I was going to the dry cleaners, and I walked by this Corvette running with nobody in it,
right.
And I was just, what? What are you people thinking?
Yeah, and that's a great example right there. Yeah, it's a great example. And I don't know how, insurance companies cover that. Right. Unless you don't tell them that it was running. Right. But I know of a resident in Twinsburg that left their keys in their car overnight, and their car was gone. And it was parked outside. So, again, you gotta, really be cognizant of that and make sure you take care of yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're done with the holidays, so what do we do with our Christmas tree?
Christmas trees. Okay. Well, we are asking residents to make this part of their holiday tradition and make it easy, and let's go green with our Christmas trees. Waste Management will take your Christmas tree if you put it out there. They do have a 6-foot limit and a 6-foot rule, so if your tree's larger than that, you're going to have to cut it down, so they'll take it. But up at Liberty Park, we have designated areas there up at our park area, and residents can come anytime between from Christmas, the week of Christmas, all the way till the end of January, and they can bring their Christmas trees up, drop them off at the designated areas, and then our service department will go ahead and we'll chip those. And of course, we're saving those things from going to the landfill, and that's where we talk about the Go Green. But then we can also use that for turning it into mulch or anything else that we want to use it for. But that's all the green initiative part of it again. So it's pretty simple to do. I mean, you pick your tree up and bring it home. You could pick it up and bring it for disposal too, if you have that capability. So that's what we're asking the residents to do, if they so choose.
Get those decorations off of there first.
Yeah, take everything off. Take the decorations off. Take the stand off. Take everything off of it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, people they get out there. They have to snow blow their driveway and shovel their sidewalks. And are there guidelines that they should be aware of?
There are, and you know what? It's a mixed bag here because our ordinance says that property owners are to keep and maintain their public sidewalks free and clear from accumulations of snow and ice within 24 hours of the snowstorm. So, which I agree with that, and I think that for safety purposes that needs to happen. However, and this has been my own argument in my own head, is what do we do with our senior population? There's a lot of people that aren't able to go out there and do that for themselves. And I don't believe that we've been enforcing the ordinance that way. And but that's something I'm going to talk with the building department about because, today, some of the snows that we get, people have heart attacks, pretty quick. That young gentleman the other night on the football game on Monday, 24 years old, okay, cardiac arrest, and he wasn't shoveling snow. Now, granted, he got hit and so on, but just look at a senior that's out there trying to shovel your snow, and then especially if you get your driveway plowed, they're typically got a pretty good mound in your sidewalk area. So it becomes difficult for them to do. So that is the ordinance, though. That's what's on the books, and we do appreciate anybody that does clear their sidewalk and keep it free and clear. So that's what our ordinance says, though. And if I can, unless you had any other question, one other thing I wanted to bring up is fire hydrants. Fire hydrants, yeah, that's something that they will get plowed in, and I know it's the city snow plows that do it. We're coming down the street, and all that snow is going on the curb. But that's part of the Ohio Fire Code, is saying that those things need to be kept clear of snow. And so anytime a resident can get out there and shovel, if they can, if they have a fire hydrant on their property, help to dig it out a little bit, at least so you could see it. You get some of those snows that you can't even see the top of it. There's communities that put like the driveway markers behind the hydrants, so you could see them even in the big snow, the large snows. But yeah, that's something we ask the residents to help with too, is if you have a hydrant, just try to dig it out to make it safer for you and easy for the fire department to come if they need to help you out.
Right. And if you have elderly neighbors, go out there and help them.
And help them,
Yeah.
right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And if they have any questions, they can call our building department, and they'll answer all their questions for them as well.
Good. I understand that Twinsburg Community Theater, they were shut down for quite a while.
They were.
And then they come back and they do Mary Poppins.
Right.
And now they're nominated for awards.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, that's amazing. And you're right. I mean, this was the first production after COVID, okay? And it was Mary Poppins, and they were nominated for 6 Broadway World Cleveland Awards, which is whatever all that means, I'm not sure.
But that's a lot.
But it is a lot. Yeah, it's a lot to say too. And I think that they all deserve some credit for that. And I wanted to give you what some of the awards were. First of all, it won for Best Musical, and then it won for Best Performer in a Musical. And there were 2 people that won that: David Luddick and Hallie St. John. And then the Best Supporting Performer was Karen Graves. And Best Direction of a Musical was Joe Turner. I want to give these people a little
And these are
kudos, too.
winners? These aren't just nominees?
These are the ones that got, these are the areas
Wow.
that got the award.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the Best Scenic Design of a Play or Musical was Chris Herrick. And then the Best Musical Direction and Orchestra Performance was Ellie Kelly. So, all those people there, they did a great job, and the whole production team and all the actors. I mean, that's what brought it all together, So we're really proud of that. That's something nice.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right, now, looking beyond this cold weather.
Yeah, let's get to my weather. Yeah, let's talk about my weather.
So if you're ready to go to the water park, as soon as it opens.
Tickets are on sale right now.
Okay.
This is the preseason tickets. They're on sale right now through May 26th. The pool will open on the 27th, May 27th. And so anybody can go out there and purchase their tickets. There's a wide variety of pricing. I just wanted to talk about a couple. An individual that lives in the city, it's $96 for the season. Any individual senior that lives in the city is $53. And then we've got our daily passes are $15 and so on and so forth. So, and they're a little bit different for non-residents, say Twinsburg Township or Reminderville. But tickets are on sale now and ready to go. So we'll be ready to go on the 27th. And
Ready to go now.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready to go now. But,
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank
And I
you.
hope you have a great year, and I'm looking forward to a great year in the city of Twinsburg as well.
Absolutely, and we'll see you here in February.
That's right. I'll be back.
Thanks for watching.